Hey, welcome back to 25 Days to Slay in May. If you are struggling with self-sabotage and you want to up level in the month of May, stay tuned because this video is for you. Hey, I'm Angela, trauma healer and self-sabotage slayer. I help healers, soul-led coaches, and trauma coaches slay self-sabotage so they can embody freedom, live on their terms, and do business their way. And today we are talking all about slaying what are we talking about? And today we are talking all about how to slay resistance and why you might be in resistance and why it's actually a simple fix, but it's not an easy one. So since I have you and you're into this content and you've been seeing all the previous videos, if you haven't already subscribed, please make sure that you do so. This helps me reach other women just like you who may be potentially struggling with self-sabotage. And I appreciate that so much because this really does support my channel just by you hitting the like button or the subscribe button, and I appreciate you doing that. So let's talk about resistance. Okay, resistance is the thing that you feel when you go to do the work and you don't want to do the work. It's the way that you feel when you're trying to force yourself to do something and you feel like you're dragging yourself along to do the work. It's resistance in when you get excited about doing the work and you go to do the work and you're like, oh, fuck this. That is resistance, okay? And I'm sure that you've experienced this before, right? And it might have something to do with like you're attempting to up level or maybe raise your prices and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And then you get there and you're like, oh no, I'm not. That's what resistance is that when there are parts of you that are on board with what you're wanting to do, and then there are other parts of you that aren't on board at all, and they're freaking out, and they're like, hell to the no, we're not doing this. Okay, that is resistance. And a lot of us actually experience resistance, and we experience resistance because a lot of us have fragmented parts of us. And what does that mean exactly? Well, when you're born, okay, you come in as whole. Pretend this is you and you're whole. And what happens is you experience trauma, conditioning, developmental trauma, all the other trauma that's possible. Okay, you experience it all. You experience shame. You experience guilt. You experience certain things in your life. What happens is when you're experiencing these things is that your wholeness, your oneness, eventually you reject and abandon parts of you to survive. And that means to get your needs met, to get love, to get attention, to create safety in your life. So what happens is slowly but surely you start to fragment from this whole. So pieces are here, pieces are here, pieces are here, pieces are here and here and here, until really there's just fragmented pieces of a fake persona, and you don't really even know who the F you are at all, because all of these pieces that are out here are really who you are. And this thing, if you will, and I don't mean to say it like that, but this facade, if you will, that's left is just there, and it's been your mask so that you can survive. And that's why when you become a healer, when you become a coach, when you help people and serve people, this is why healing becomes the main thing that you do the entire journey, because you have to pull back all of these pieces so that you can become who you're truly meant to be, so that you can have a thriving and successful business. This is what we call integration. That's what I call integration, when you become one with. And so you become one with your whole. You call back all of these parts and bits of fragmentations that you really abandoned and rejected. And abandonment and rejection is for a whole different day. If you struggle with sales, you want to start looking at abandonment and rejection. So that's why resistance is created. And it's created because these parts of you that are all over don't feel safe with what it is that you're doing or what it is that you're trying to achieve or who you're becoming. And so what do? You go running and they like tag you with a rope and pull you back. You go running and they pull you back. You go running and they pull you back. It is literally self-sabotage at its finest. And ultimately it does it because it's self-preservation. And it's a good thing because it means that your body is working, okay? It means that your survival instincts are working. But the truth is that building a business is not really a threat, okay? But we have to be able to overcome that. And in order to overcome these things, we have to really create breakthroughs and ahas around your parts. Now, before I get into this, I want you to know, like, even still to this day, I deal with resistance. I have parts of me that I still haven't fully integrated. So I want you to know that just like everything else, this is a journey and it's a healing journey. And so that means that this is going to be an ongoing process. But if you struggle with resistance, I bet you also struggle with doubt. And I have a masterclass that is coming up on Thursday, March 25th at 9 a.m. So if you are ready to slay doubt and show up bigger, badder, and bolder online, make sure that you check it out below. Okay, so let's go into these 3 questions to help you create breakthroughs around resistance. Get out a pen, get out a journal. It's time to do this, baby. Okay, the first one is, what part of you thinks this work or what you're doing doesn't feel like a good idea? Number 2, this part of you, who is it? What's its name? How old is this part? And who do they sound like? Number 3, what does this part need from you so it will get on board with what it is you're attempting to do? These journaling questions will create so many breakthroughs, but this integration process is what I do with my clients. And when I take my clients through this integration process where they get to know these parts of them that have been fragmented, along with my signature 3-step framework of safety and energy and mindset, their results are absolutely mind-blowing. They go from being afraid to share their story to telling anybody and everybody that they feel like deserves to hear it and needs to hear it. They go from not knowing what they want to do with their lives and with their business to starting a business and it thriving immediately. And then I have clients that have kind of not really been sure about sharing their spiritual gifts that totally and completely step into their spiritual gifts and have thriving businesses. So this is what I do with my clients and their results are absolutely amazing. But let's get into 3 tips to help you slay resistance. And the first one, I bet you already know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, is to heal your trauma and reset and rewire your nervous system. This is a very foundational piece to being able to slay a resistance. The more you work on your nervous system, the more you heal your trauma, the more you unlearn your developmental trauma, the less resistance you're actually going to have. And this is going to be so powerful, but this is something that you must focus on. It's the first thing you must focus on. You are not going to mindset your way out of parts work. You are not going to be able to tell yourself to shut up and get on with it and be quiet and go play with the kids over there. Doesn't work like that. I wish that it did, because if it did, we would all just be running around telling ourselves to shut the fuck up and it would work. So just be aware of that. Mindset is not going to create the integration that you're truly looking for, because if you're truly looking for the freedom out of your business, it is definitely coming from integration. Number 2, come into alignment. When you come into alignment, there's so much less resistance. And alignment is how you feel. You feel good before you work. And I know that there's a lot about that, about, you have to work first, and we've been conditioned to believe that you have to do that. But the truth is that if you are in alignment, you actually spend less time and less energy doing the work, which ultimately creates more money. So if you can feel really good before you work, the better off you're going to be. And if you don't know how to create alignment, I'll leave a video for you here. And number 3 is to integrate. You want to integrate. Integrate is all about becoming one with yourself, coming back home to you, knowing exactly who you are. If you're not doing this, you are going to struggle with your business. You are going to struggle with sharing your magic. You are going to struggle with feeling like you are worthy and deserving of having your desires as a healer, as a soul-led coach, as a trauma coach. You're just going to struggle with that. And that's why it is so important to integrate, because when you integrate, it allows you to be spiritual and human all at the same time, and you come together in this beautiful imperfect blend so that you show up as a badass, compassionate, healer, integrator, spiritual goddess, whatever. You really hone into that and really own that. This is how you slay resistance. If you have missed any of the videos, I'll link them for you here. Make sure you check out the 7 steps to slay doubt down below in the description. And I will see you tomorrow. Also, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.